Every AI video on this channel so far has been about just one thing, which is getting clients. This particular video is about something different. What happens after your client says yes? Yes, now. Because here is the truth about coaching that most AI conversations completely ignore. The most powerful thing AI can do for your coaching business is not just finding your clients, but it is there to help you serve the ones which you already have more efficiently, more effectively, more personally, and in significantly less time. So in this particular video, I'm going to show you three specific AI workflows which I use inside my coaching delivery that actually, saves my time, the actual sessions, the homework, the progressing and the progress tracking, everything that have made my life easier and my coaching results miserably better and my preparation time significantly shorter. That's it. So let's get into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all these three AI workflows. So first of all, let me name the delivery problem that most coaches face, but almost nobody talks about publicly. As your coaching business grows, obviously you move from one client to two, from two to four, five, six, seven, eight, 10, 12. Yes, the quality of your preparation for each individual client session starts to slip. Not because you care less, because the cognitive load of holding those many clients, maybe 12, 15, different in different client situations, and you are not able to give proper time because these 12 have different set of goals, 12 different progress points, 12 different emotional contexts in your head which is going simultaneously, and this is genuinely overwhelming. So the result is sessions that are really good but not great, moments where you forget something, that important thing which you might be missing because of the overload, and you forget something important a client had mentioned around 3 weeks ago. Isn't it? It's very practical. Again, the homework that is generic rather than very specific to that client exact situation. Progress reviews that are thorough but not as personalized as your first few sessions were when you had more time and fewer clients. You can make it out. See, all these things are coming from my own experiences. When I had less clients, I was able to give more time to my clients personally. But as and when the number of clients grew, obviously we all have 24 hours, correct? So the time division was really difficult. But by the use of this AI workflows, I was able to manage all those things without compromising on the quality of the interactions which I do with my clients, right? So AI is solving this specific problem, correct? Not by replacing your judgment or your presence, but by handling the information management load that is consuming the cognitive space your best coaching thinking should be using. Because your cognitive thinking is more about understanding, realizing what problem your mentees are facing. And because of all this, memory part, maybe you are not able to focus. And that's where this AI comes into play. So I'm going to talk about three workflows. Each one addresses a different part of the delivery cycle. So remember, this video is all about what happens when your client says yes. You have already onboarded them and now you're going to deliver those things. So how you can make it better with the help of AI workflows, that is the thing which I'm going to show you right now in this particular video. So I'm going to talk about three workflows and I'm going to share my screen to show you what all workflows we are going to create right here. So this is the delivery system which I have named AI delivery system for the Coaching X. Yes, you might be definitely knowing the Coaching X by now. Now I'm going to talk about the first workflow, which is pre-session preparation. So there are three workflows I talked about. Second is personalized homework, and third is progress tracking and pattern recognition. So we're going to talk about one by one all of these workflows, right? So what does this first workflow talk about? It's about preparation, right? So, before every coaching session and before every lecture, all the good professors do, read and complete their homework in terms of what they're going to deliver. Similarly, here also, I also do my preparation. So, before every session, I spend just 5 minutes running one AI prompt. Again, this AI prompt is not taking me 30 minutes or 15 minutes time to remember what we have done in the past. It's as simple as that. It only takes 5 minutes time for one client. Yes, one session which I'm going to take for one particular client. I take 5 minutes of time by using this AI prompt, and I do summarize something very specific, which because of which I'm able to deliver better. Now I'm going to show you this particular prompt, and I'll be using this prompt right here in front of you so that you also understand how it works. So now I'm going to share my ChatGPT account, and I'll put this prompt into it so that you also are aware what it is. Now see, I've just mentioned this particular thing. I'm about to coach. Now I'm going to mention here the client name or the code. Let's say my client name is Bhimrao, right? Here is the summary of our last 3 sessions. Now I'm going to paste the summary here. I'll first read out the entire prompt and then do the editing, right? Here is the homework they were given after the last session. Here I'll have to paste the homework. Here is what they said when I asked how the week went in their check-in message. Again, I'll have to paste it here. Then I'm saying generate one paragraph summary of where this client currently stands in their coaching journey, the 3 most important things to revisit or follow up in today's session, and 2 powerful coaching sessions tailored specifically to their current situation and mindset. Right now, this is the prompt. There are 3 things which I have to mention: one, past brief notes from previous sessions, then the homework, and their check ins. So now I'm going to show you a real life client meeting snippets which I already do. So see, this coaching started I think from 8th of July. Now we are into August. Then we had 15th of July a session. Then I had another session on 23rd. Then I had another session on I think 29th. Yes. After that, because of some time issues, we have not. But I have a data for 4 coaching sessions. So now I'm gonna just copy this. you know these are all the raw things which I have already done. Nothing made. It has been done religiously on these particular dates. I'm gonna paste this entire thing here. It is saying from the previous sessions, right? I'll be pasting it here. Fair. Now the second part is, here is the homework they were given after the last session. Now I'm gonna paste the homework here. So I'll show you. I normally do this. I have already mentioned the homework in the last session which I gave him. So here is the homework. Yeah, homework. These are the homeworks. Create a case study in Instagram, hire a person, and so on and so forth. So these are the small homework which I gave. Now I'm going to paste this into the place here. It is talking about the homework. Right now, third is, here is what they said when I asked those. So paste the check-ins. What did they say? So I have not, made a note of what they said, but I can mention it here. So the first thing was, he promised to share a list of objections which he normally gets, right? Second is, so what they check their legs. So his clients are performing wonderful, and he is getting a lot of inbound leads through Instagram reels. Right? So these are the 3 things which he said everything is going fine. And now the Instagram. Right. Correct. Now you can see the prompt talks about generate a one paragraph summary of what this is. So now my prompt is completed. Now I'm going to show you the result. I just hit enter, and now it will show you the output of what this is. Now this is current coaching journey summary, right? Bhimrao is a strong momentum phase where the foundation work from the last few sessions is beginning to convert into visible market traction. His positioning around helping Marathis mid-senior personal build additional income through the NPSA method is now being supported by consistent Instagram reels that are generating meaningful inbound leads. The core funnel architecture, VSL, call booking process, and entry-level startup foundation program have largely been defined, and he has started thinking beyond content creation towards lead handling, nurturing, and sales execution. The key shift now is from building the system to optimizing conversion, because lead flow has started, but the next bottleneck is handling objections qualifying prospects, converting them into the rupees 6,000 foundation offer, and then extending the right clients into this main program. Three most important things to revisit in today's session. So I told you this is a plan which I'm doing. So now AI has given me what three things I need to focus on this particular session, right? First is objection handling. He promised to bring the list of objection he commonly receives. This is the highest priority discussion because improving objection handling will directly increase conversion from inbound leads to paid clients. Turn these objections into a structured sales script, FAQ content, and short objection reel content. Second was homework execution audit. Check whether he has completed the client case studies, updated the Instagram bio links in the correct order, and taken action on hiring or assigning someone for initial lead calling and follow up. These are leverage activities that strengthen trust and improve response speed. And the third is inbound lead process review. Since reels are working, map the exact journey from reel comment, DM, training link, WhatsApp community, call booking, and then 6,000 rupees program. Main offer. Identify current drop-off points, response times, and whether leads are being manually added to the WhatsApp community when they do not book calls. Right? So this is my next discussion topics. These three main points I have to discuss with him. Now, two powerful coaching questions. You are no longer struggling to get attention. You are now managing opportunities, which single step between Instagram reel and paid enrollment feels the most emotionally uncomfortable for you, and what belief is making that step harder than it needs to be. So this is a question which I'm going to ask him in the coaching session. And the second is, if your inbound leads double over the next 30 days, what part of your current sales and follow-up system would break first? And what would you need to build this week so that growth does not create chaos? Now, it's very much clear what I'm going to do. So this is just a 5-minute job. You must have taken the time. It's 5 minutes. That's it. We have mentioned the inputs. We have got the outputs. And I'm very much clear what topic I'm going to discuss, what all questions I'm going to ask. So isn't it wonderful to know what exactly I'm going to do, right? That's the call. That is called the pre-preparation or, planning phase of this particular workflow, which is workflow one. Correct? So we have done the workflow one. Now, as you see, a personalized session brief specific to this client, specific to this moment in their journey, specific to what is happening in their life and business right now. This has been generated in just less than couple of minutes, 45 seconds or 1 minute after giving the prompt. Correct? That is what. So this is how the beauty of AI is there to use it. Now, the three follow-up point surfaces, the things I might have forgotten or deprioritized, but since the output has given me, now it is there in front of me. I can immediately make it out that I do not miss it. Now, the two coaching questions which you saw are the kind of questions that took me years of coaching experience to develop instinctively, right? It is not something which you can do instinctively, right? But it is now understood that these are very much required and that a newer coach can now access systematically for every session, right? You can make it out. One is everything is coming through experience. One is we are using tools, and here I'm using this tool. So this prompt does not replace my coaching judgment. Remember, it sharpens it by ensuring I walk into every session fully briefed, fully present, and asking the most powerful questions rather than the most convenient ones. Fair? So that was number one, workflow number one, where I talked about the pre-planning thing, correct? Pre-session preparation. Now let's talk about the workflow two, which is personalized homework creation. So let me show you. Okay, so before I move ahead, I'll just paste this prompt as well here in this document so that it remains there. I'm not gonna, copy the input and the output. I'm just pasting the prompt here so that this document is ready again. So here, workflow one, this is the prompt. Fair? Prompt. Correct? So we have understood what prompt it is, what input I have to give, and what output it has already given. Now let's come to workflow 2, which is the personalized homework section. So this personalized homework section again will talk about what exactly I had given him as a homework and what next he is going to do. Fair? So now let me talk about it. Generic homework is the one of the most common weaknesses in coaching delivery. Write down your goals, do 5 outreach messages, reflect in your pricing, and so on and so forth. These are very generic. These assignments are not wrong, but they are not specific enough to produce maximum movement between the sessions, right? Because these homeworks were for the mentee to do in between these two sessions, correct? Now, personalized homework, what does it do? An assignment designed specifically around what came up in this particular session with this specific client, right? Now, this produces dramatically, better results because we are tailoring it. The person has already shared their problems, their challenges, their progress, and here I'm tailoring and accordingly I'm giving the homeworks. Because the client can see themselves in it, it does not feel like a homework anymore. It feels like someone who was listening, and it was all designed for him to progress and specifically for him, right? Now I'm going to give you another prompt again, and going to show you what it is going to do for us. So I'll paste this prompt again here and take you to my GPT account. First, I'll paste it here. Let me paste it here first. So this is the prompt which I'm going to use for workflow 2. So this is the prompt, correct? And the same thing I'm going to do here inside my ChatGPT account, correct? I'm just continuing in the same thing, right? I'll paste it here and see what all editing it is required. I just completed a coaching session with the client name. Now I'll put it the client name here as, let's say, Bhimrao, right? In today's session, the main insight that emerged was, now what was the insight here? The insight was handling objections and enrolling clients in the foundation program, along with creating a system for nurturing the leads generated, right? So these are the two things. The client's biggest resistance or fear is, now here the fear is, I want to mention the fear because I can see the fear is losing the leads because of time delay, right? Now their next milestone is here. The milestone is, I'll have to put the milestone, get 5 clients this week, right? Now create a specific personalized homework assignment for the next 7 days, builds directly on today's insight, gently address the resistance without overwhelming them, and produces one concrete visible outcome they can report back on in our next session. Make it specific enough that this assignment could only have been designed for this particular person. Now I have fill in all the details, and I'm gonna enter this prompt, correct? Just a second. I hope I'll have to put it again here. Okay, by mistake it was entered, right? So I'll have to just put it again here. No worries. It will just come back and we'll do it. So see, the point is you have to complete the entire prompt. So I was doing that. By mistake, I hit the enter button and it was, it has initiated to answering half-heartedly. So it is not required. You have to complete it and you have to check if you're doing any mistake in the due course of time. It happens. So let me just refresh it so that I do not waste time. It will be happening immediately because, if you give any input, it starts processing. So although this input was not complete, and by mistake I had mentioned it, so now I'll do it again. So now my prompt is complete. I have pasted it here and now I'll put it enter here. Now see what kind of an output it is giving. Now it is saying here is the 7-day personalized execution homework for Bhimrao, designed specifically around today's breakthrough: handling objections, enrolling client into the Startup Foundation program, and creating a nurture system so no Instagram lead is lost due to delayed response. Now here is Bhimrao's 7-day client conversation sprint. Go for this week. Enroll 5 clients into the Startup Foundation program and build a simple lead nurturing system that ensures every Instagram lead receives a response within 15 minutes. Right? Now here are the daily non-negotiables. Days 1 to 7, 15-minute lead rule. Right? Now it has also mentioned the Marathi personal tone here. Day 1, build your objection bank. Day 2, create your foundation program enrollment script. Day 3, create a lead nurture WhatsApp system. Day 4, publish a real client case study. Day 5, same day call sprint. Day 6, follow up without delay. And day 7, conversion review and reporting. Now, this is the single success metrics. Even if you have enrolled fewer, success is achieved if every lead received a response, and so on and so forth. So, see how good it is. This is a specific homework I talked about. This second AI workflow was about specific homework. Since his target was to get 5 clients, based on that and based on what he has been doing right now, it has combined everything and given specific 7-day calendar work. So you are clear. The person is clear what I'm going to do from day 1 to day 7 till our next class happens, right? And within that time frame, the goal is achieved. How good it is, right? So we have covered the workflow 2. Now we'll be covering the workflow 3. But before that, let me talk about this instructions which I gave in this second prompt. The last instructions, it was made specific enough that his assignment could only have been designed specifically for this particular person for his particular stage of business. And this is the key line in the prompt. It forces the AI away from generic and towards very, very specific. Now, I've already read the output. Now understand the difference. You know, um, you see there is a good draft, but if you do not use this AI prompt and if you are trying to do it everything on your own, it might take another 20 minutes or 25 minutes time for you to do all this. But against that 20-25 minutes, you have just created all this in just 2 minutes. So 25 minutes versus 2 minutes. So if you multiply for all of your clients across all your team members, let's say assume 12 per week, 12 into 20, so that becomes 240 minutes, means 4 hours. So 4 hours of reclaimed preparation time every single week you are saving. That time goes back into the coaching itself. You can think better. You can, tell them something better. You can think about their particular business better. You are saving time, and that is what this AI is for, right? Now let's understand and work towards workflow 3, which is progress tracking and pattern recognition. So let me just show you workflow 3, which I have already mentioned here in the system. So I mentioned the prompt 2 here. And now let's come out for workflow 3, which is progress tracking and pattern recognition. So what do you mean by progress tracking and pattern recognition? So I have multiple clients. Every client is a different progress, right? And I have to track their progress and I have to understand, is there any pattern which is maybe helping them do good or maybe not helping them that much. And I'll have to cover all the clients or at least 3-4 who are actively, doing all those things, right? So based on that, I'm going to take out that pattern, right? And I'll also check the progress so that I'll be able to help them better. So that is the third AI workflow which I'm going to do. So let me just talk about it. So this is the workflow that has produced the most significant improvement in my coaching results. And it is the one most coaches would never think to use AI for. Remember, they are coaches using AI only for the research, maybe some gathering some data or creating some framework and creating some courses and blah, blah, blah. What I'm doing is I'm doing a self-analysis through this. I'm checking. I'm going to talk about it. So at the end of every month, or maybe at the midpoint of a coaching engagement, I run a pattern recognition prompt on the session notes from all of my coaching clients simultaneously. Not to identify individual progress, I definitely track that separately, but to identify patterns across this cohort. Right now, there are a lot of people inside the cohort. Everybody has a different journey, everybody has a different progress. Now, I'm going to check that. So, which challenges are coming up for the multiple clients in the same week? Which homework assignments are consistently not getting done? And what does that tell me about how I am framing them? Which clients are accelerating and which are plateauing? And is there a pattern in the plateaus that tells me something about my delivery? So, this is actually my self analysis from the customer perspective. Now, I'm going to use a prompt again and I'm talk about it. I'll show you the output as well. So let me first paste this prompt in this particular document. Every time I create this document and I put it for you so that you can also use it. So this is the prompt. Now I'm going to use the same prompt inside my ChatGPT account and I'll do the editing. Now in the same chat, I'm going to do this. I'll be pasting this. Now, See here it is saying, here are brief progress summaries for, let's say, I'm mentioning just 3 number of coaching clients I'm currently working with. Now, here it is saying paste anonymized summaries, client A, B, C. Now I'll be putting the name. Let me put the name. Let's say Bhimrao, Mithu Roy, Anupam Das, right? Now I'm saying analyze these 3 summaries and identify the 3 most common challenges appearing across multiple clients this month and patterns in which types of client are progressing fastest and what they have in common. Any pattern in which types of clients are moving slowest and what might explain that. And one specific adjustment I could make to my coaching delivery next month based on these patterns. Now here I'm gonna paste something, right? It is saying here are the brief progress summaries for 3 coaching clients. Now I'll be putting here the summaries. So let me tell you. So, in spite of putting the summary, what I can do is I can take out summaries from, ChatGPT itself, or maybe I'm going to paste the entire, this one, the weekly meeting snippets for everybody, right? So let me just do this. So this becomes the summary as well. I'll be copying this. And so this is for, yeah, this is for Bhimrao. Okay, let me just put it here. So I'll be mentioning Bhimrao and I'll be putting it in brackets. So this is the summary for Bhimrao. Okay, now I'll go next and I'll be putting the summary for next is, okay, I think it has not been pasted correctly. Let me put it here again. So, okay, now it has been pasted here. Okay, so Bhimrao is done. Now let's go to the next one. Let's talk about Mithu Roy. Just a second. Yeah. Sorry, the video was interrupted because of something. I'm sharing this here again, Mithu Roy, and then I'll put again in the brackets about her summary. Let me just copy from her weekly, so I'll be taking some latest one, not everything. Let me just take something from here. Okay. So something which I've already discussed with her, and all these things are already there. So I'm just making it out. Okay, and now I'll be talking about Anupam Das. Right. Again, I'll be putting his summary here in the brackets. And let me do it like what I have done for other people, right? So here comes the summary for Anupam Das. So let me just, okay, I'll just copy the entire thing here and paste it in the ChatGPT. Fair. Now I have mentioned everything as a summary. See, I did not create any summary. I could have created a summary, so that could have been even simpler and shorter. What I have done is I have pasted the entire discussions which I keep on doing on every week, right? So all these summaries are there in the format of discussions, and I'm gonna put this. Now the prompt says, analyze these summaries and identify the 3 most common challenges appearing across multiple clients this month. Any pattern in which types of client are progressing fastest and what they have in common. Any patterns in which type of clients are moving slowest and what might explain that. And one specific adjustment I could make to my coaching delivery next month based on these patterns. Now, this is the prompt and I have fed it with the real discussions with my clients. Now, let's see. Here's the pattern I see when I look across Bhimrao, Mithura, and Anupam Das as a portfolio rather than individual clients. The 3 most common challenges appearing across multiple clients. Execution consistency is a bigger problem than knowledge. This appears in all 3 clients. Bhimra, learn less, execute more. KPI tracking, common targets, YouTube consistency. Me too, follow the KPI tracker religiously. Anupam, daily content targets, action plan, content library. So, what is the interpretation? Your clients generally understood what you do. Their bottleneck is sustained daily execution, tracking, and follow through. Content, second number. Content creation is still the central growth lever. All three clients repeatedly work on hooks, storytelling, personal stories, video creation, CTS structure, content formatting, and audience specific messaging. What is the interpretation? Visibility is the primary lead source for this cohort, so content capability remains the foundation business skills. Lead conversation systems are underdeveloped. This is strongest in Vimra but indirectly present in the others. Vimra has already created funnels and DM process, call booking, objection handling, nurturing, and setter hiring. But Meteora is group coaching offer, networking, conversation assets, seminar to offer flow. Anupam is trust building through content but limited evidence for a structured conversion process. So, what is the interpretation? Many clients can attract attention before they can reliably convert attention into revenue. Now, who is progressing fastest? Vimra is progressing the fastest. What is the evidence? Inbound leads from Instagram leads, client producing results, funnel assets already built, moving into sales optimization rather than basic setup. What he has in common that fast progressors? His clear niche, his specific promise, strong content, rapid implementation between sessions, willingness to build systems, and action oriented orientation over learning orientation. Patterns. Clients who define a narrow audience, a measurable outcome, a simple funnel tend to accelerate fastest. Who is moving the slowest? Anupam. Still working primarily on mindset, continuous focus on content, basics over the market feedback, niche research remains exploratory, no visible lead generation or sales milestone. What explains the lower space? Broader target audience, less commercial specificity, more internal resistance and confidence rebuilding, fewer real market conversation, no enforced revenue target or enrollment target. Right? Now, where does Me Too fit? Me Too appears to be in the middle. Clear audience, working women professionals, strong mission-driven positioning, good educational framework, multiple offer ideas. But progress is slower than Bhimrao because the business model is still being translated in a repeatable acquisition system. Her work is still heavily content plus education plus presentation focused, where Bhimrao is already in lead handling and enrollment. Now, the biggest portfolio level insight. These are the stages, two different stages of client with almost the same session structure. Anupam type confidence, niche validation, Metu type audience specificity, offer proposing, and Bhimrao sales conversion. Right now, your coaching appears strongest for stage 2 and stage 3. Now, one specific adjustment to make next month. Introduce a revenue operations scorecard and spend the first 10 minutes of every session reviewing only these numbers. Content pieces published, comments, DM started, leads generated, call books, call attended, offers made, and so on. Why this adjustment? Because it directly addresses the most common challenges: execution shift. It forces slower client into market activity. It gives faster clients conversion diagnostic, and it shifts session from discussion to business review. It creates comparable data across your entire client base. So if I were making only one change, this would be the highest leverage improvement because it converts your coaching from primarily education accountability based into a measurable revenue coaching system. So see how good it is. I'm asking about what should I be doing based on what my clients are doing and going through, right? So that's the best part of this AI tool, which is giving me entire roadmap of what I should be doing, right? Now, this output which I showed you does something no individual session review can do. It gives me a bird's eye view of my own coaching practice as a whole, not just how a client is performing, how each client is doing, but how my coaching is performing across all of them simultaneously. So this pattern that emerges from the monthly review have changed specific elements of how I structure my sessions, how I frame my homework, and how I select which clients are the best fit for which programs. And every one of those changes has made this coaching measurably more effective, not through intuition alone, but through data and pattern recognition applied to real accumulated coaching experience. And that is AI in coaching delivery at the most powerful stage, not replacing judgment, but amplifying it. Okay. So before I come to the CTA, I want to name clearly that AI does not do in any of these workflows what AI is not doing all these workflows. Number one, it does not sit in the session with you. The coaching conversations, the presence, the listening, the real-time intuition, the silence after a powerful questions, that is entirely yours. Number two, it does not build a relationship. The trust a client feels towards you is built through consistency, care, and genuine commitment to their outcome. No prompt generates that. And number three, it does not replace your expertise. Remember, every workflow I showed you today requires you to make the important decisions. What to include in the brief, what the insight was, what the pattern means. The AI handles the information management, remember. And the first draft, the coaching judgment is always yours. Remember that. The coaches who use AI most effectively are not the ones who delegate thinking to it. They are the ones who use it to clear away the cognitive load that was preventing them from thinking the best for their client and being fully present in the session that matter. Right? That's it. So implement one of these three workflows this week. Maybe just one. Try doing it. Pick the one that addresses your biggest current delivery challenge. If pre-session preparation feels rushed, start with workflow alone. If your homework feels generic, start with workflow info. And if you have multiple clients and want a clearer view of patterns, start with the workflow 3. And if you want the complete AI delivery system, all three workflows pre-built and ready to use, along with the complete lead generation and content creation system, it is already there inside my Humanize AI Academy, which is already there with you at 19998, right? The link is there in the description. And if you want me to implement all of this with my personal guidance, one message on the WhatsApp and I'll be there. The link is there in the pinned comment below. That's it. Next video is coming next Monday and it talks about how to become the most trusted coach in your niche. Not the most followed, not the most visible, the most trusted. Remember, I always talk about trust. That distinction is what this video is about. So if you have not yet subscribed to this video, do subscribe this video. Watch these videos which I'm creating for you to understand how high ticket coaching and how ticket clients are acquired, right? Do click the bell icon so that do not miss any of the informations, any of the notifications which I keep on doing. See, I'm doing rigorous, coaching here on YouTube where I'm talking about multiple concepts all together, one by one, 2 videos a day, 2 videos a week. And all these videos are taking you towards a particular system. If you are following, you are definitely going to create a system for your business. And that is what is needed, right? So that's all in this video. I'm looking forward to see you in the next one with how to become the most trusted coach in your industry, in your niche. That's it. See you. Bye-bye.